Hey there, I'm a traditional country singer. I'm on a mission to bring true country music back in style.
My life is just another country song, another somebody done somebody wrong. Well, you know why I'm singing the blues. If you walked a mile in my shoes, whoa, poor pitiful me. I wish it was all let make believe. So turn it up when you turn it on. My life is just another country song.
I'm a traditional country singer.
And my name's Heather Harrod, and I am his music manager.
And a very good one at that.
So let me start by saying who I am. There's maybe some new people on here. If you are new, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm a traditional country singer, and we do this every Friday night. We put on a free show for you guys, let y'all kind of listen to my voice and listen to me sing some songs and real country songs.
Real country
yeah,
songs.
not that pop country stuff. I don't do any of that. So if that's what you're looking for, I apologize, but I don't sing Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, Eric Church. I don't sing any of them people, so I apologize. But I sing true country like George Strait, Alan Jackson, Keith Whitley, George Jones, Hank Williams. I mean, Merle Haggard. Yeah, I mean, the true country stars. So,
Because when I contacted a couple of labels, they all wanted, they love my voice, but they wanted to change me. And my goal will always be to make good country music true to its country roots. I don't think we need to be throwing some rap up in there and rock and pop and all that stuff to make good country music. I'm currently a property manager for a student housing company, and so that's basically what I do all day long is take care of college kids.
We live in Jonesboro, Arkansas. It's a mid-sized town. I think it's probably the third largest city in Arkansas.
I believe so, yeah. There's just something about it that when you come to Jonesboro, people just treat you like family. Most people you meet here are super nice, and they're very caring and very giving. Our community is fantastic. My hometown in Arkansas is actually Manila, Arkansas. It's where I went to high school, and it's actually where I met Heather at. And so I lived there. I lived there from the time I was 13 until we were like 20. So lived in Manila for like 7 years, and it's a small, quaint town. There's like 3,000 people live there. It is like Mayberry.
It really is.
It was phenomenal growing up there because, I mean, that's the kind of country life you want. When you start out here at Farmers Market, and this is Main Street, you just get on this and you drive. This is what 16-year-olds did in the 90s. We love to drive up and down the highways. This is all Main Street. Man, at 16, I thought this was, a big place. But probably just because I lived out in the country, I didn't realize that this was not a big city. Even though I was driving my little car. And technically it was a minivan. Maybe that's why nobody ever wanted to hang out with me. And then you just come through here, you swing in. You got this gas station right here. You swung back around, and this was also where you'd park if you had somebody to talk to. And then I'd just take off and go down the other side of the road looking for friends. Because, we didn't all have cell phones in our pockets. You wanted to know where somebody was at, you had to go find them. Manila was actually the town that I lived in when I developed ALL leukemia. I was 15 when I was diagnosed. Started going to St. Jude, and so we drove from Manila like every single week for 2.5 years, back and forth to Memphis, Tennessee, just to go take treatments and things like that. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I want to call Manila my hometown, because that town rallied around me, and you know, they did a lot for me. I mean, I feel like most of the cities around Northeast Arkansas are like that, but Manila's very special to me.
Yeah, I remember we had that big benefit concert thing.
Yeah.
They sold tickets to it, and then people donated all kinds of money there to help your grandparents get you back and forth to Memphis.
You know, one of the cool things is that's actually still the house that, you know, this is where I lived when I had cancer. And my grandmother and grandfather bought that trailer right there and put that in for my mom and dad so we could live next to them. So we lived out here. Me and Heather got married. We built this little house over here. It was already about halfway built. My grandfather had already built it. Used to be a nice dock that went out into the river right there. Not that it was real nice anyway, but it's sad to see that it's all tore down. I know you can't really tell, but it was only 400 square feet. It doesn't even look that big at this point, but 400 square feet. I guess that's probably why we have such a tight-knit relationship, because we couldn't run from each other. We didn't have anywhere to go.
Kind of from the very beginning, the fans were obsessed with our relationship, and I don't really know why, but in the very, very, very beginning when we were doing the lives, we kept getting all these private messages and emails, people asking questions about our relationship, and some of them they weren't something I could answer in just a very small response. Some of them were really long-winded, and I think that's why we did the anniversary special, so we could answer all those really complicated questions.
Yeah, that's specifically what we did it for.
Okay, so I want to tell y'all this is going to be an extra long show tonight. At least an hour and a half, probably closer to 2 hours. We have a lot of questions that were sent in for us. Some of these questions have been sent in for like months and months. Yeah. But I don't know if it's because they're not used to people that have been married for as long as we have, that are as young as us, or what
Maybe.
it is, but they're totally obsessed with us as a couple. It's
Well,
weird.
I think it's probably just that our story is it's kind of storybook. I mean, there's some highs and lows, but the fact that we're still together, you know, after 20 years, is pretty awesome. You know.
So this is very, very close to proximity. The building's not here anymore, but this used to be our junior high, and this is actually Miss Jernigan's class. It's probably right around in this area right here, and I remember that's the first time I ever saw Heather. I walked into the classroom, and her ponytail and her smile, that's all I needed.
There was something about just seeing you across the room just changed me completely. I don't know what it was, but
I definitely thought of you as a best friend from the very beginning.
I always had a crush on her the whole high school career. I mean, I followed her to things that probably never would have done before. I remember
Summer camp?
Like summer camp. I found out she was going to some sort of summer camp, and I was like, you know, I think I'm going to go. This is the year I'm going to try and get her to fall in love with me. And so I signed up for it and got accepted, and followed her all the way across the state, and we went to the University of Arkansas for the whole summer, and still never could get her to
And I spent the whole summer talking you into
Yeah, she talked me into going out with one of her friends that she had met there. So
yeah,
but
who ended up being a bridesmaid in our wedding.
yeah, so we've got a really unique and kind of quirky, funny story about all that stuff.
So this used to be my mom's restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was kind of where we had our first date.
Yeah. Chicken strips and fries for me.
Yeah.
I remember what I had.
I have no idea what I had, but I remember
Probably a
back
cheeseburger.
at that time, the only thing you would eat was chicken.
Yeah, chicken strips and fries. That's what I wanted every time I came here.
And where we had our first kiss.
Yeah, I remember that. Real good times.
Small town life.
That's it.
Go on a date to my mama's restaurant.
So about a year ago, in April of 2020, I had a viral video of myself singing The Dance by Garth Brooks.
It's my life. It's better to let it take a chance. I could have missed the pain, but I had to miss the dance.
There's been several years that it was hard to get him to sing, and I'm not really sure why. I had been trying to get him to make a video and put it in quarantine karaoke. I'd known about it for a couple weeks, and he kept telling me no. So when he started singing on the couch, I thought, I'm gonna record him doing this, and then I'm gonna put it in there for him. But I wouldn't have done it without his permission, so I did beg him for 3 days to get him to let me put it in there. As soon as I posted it, immediately it started getting all kinds of likes. I think it probably had 50 likes in a matter of just a few minutes. And then it got all kinds of, people were commenting. I was trying to respond back to every comment, but they were coming in so fast, I couldn't even sit there and respond to every single comment. It was that fast.
After a while, I quit trying to respond to them or even like the comments, and I was just reading them to Mama Violet, and we were just drinking in the experience. It was just a really cool experience.
And his mom and I were sitting there. He was at work when I posted it, but we were sitting there looking at each other, and we both knew instantly, like, this is going to be something huge. This is something that is going to change his life forever. We both felt it in that moment.
When the dance went viral, for me, it felt amazing. I was just overwhelmed with joy in my heart for him because I've always wanted the best for Matt, and I knew that he could be something someday.
I really didn't feel that at the time. I was a little skeptical. I didn't watch it. I didn't read a lot of the comments. She read some of the comments to me, and obviously they were pretty phenomenal. But I was just thinking, this is just something that's, this is a fluke. It's not anything to be really that worried about. So I didn't pay that much attention to it for a while.
We were laying there in bed at about 10 o'clock that night, and our phones were just bing, 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 message after message after message, and so many friend requests, and it was both of us, and it was just crazy.
The fact that we were getting private messages like crazy, messaging us, sending us friend requests. Before the dance, I might have had 60 friends on Facebook, because I'm kind of a private guy on social media and stuff, so I don't do a whole lot on there. If all these people want to be my friend and want to private message me all these awesome, way to go and keep it up and thank you so much for doing what you do, and I was like thinking to myself, this is not what I do though.
And that's why I ended up starting the Facebook page in the first place, because there were just so many of them and we didn't really know what to do with it. So to give the people that wanted to follow him a place to follow him, we started the page. I don't think that when I started that, that I had any clue that there'd be 32,000 people on it a year later.
No, me either. I think whenever we got to, we were at like 500 or 600, you were like, there's something here. And I was like.
And that was week one.
Yeah.
It was like 500 in week one.
I was like, nah, just calm down. This is something that's going to blow over. This is not anything crazy. And then, it's just turned into something way more than I ever anticipated.
While we're waiting for people to get on, I just want to tell you, I did some analytics, and we have people watching in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Maine, Michigan, Massachusetts, Washington, Oregon, Oklahoma, Hawaii, Louisiana, Kentucky, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Arizona, and all over Canada, including Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Quebec, British Columbia, New Brunswick, Ontario, Prince Edward Island, Manitoba. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not. That's Arkansas, for that Canadian word. Alberta, also Aruba, Jamaica, India, Norway, Australia, the Philippines, and the United Kingdom.
Wow, I had no idea that country music stretched that far. So.
I think from the very beginning, I saw this as something that should be monetized, and I know that was way off of your radar, but when, I mean, you had 1,500 people following your page in a couple weeks, and all these other people start these pages, and it takes them maybe a year or two just to get 500 people. You did that in 5 days. I looked at it as this should be your career. I saw how passionate you were, these people talk about how the Friday nights make their week and how it's an escape for them and how they have so much fun, but I could see you going from angry or sad or frustrated or whatever negative emotion you had from life to you turned on the Friday Night Live and all of a sudden you were happy. And I think it's probably just a personal belief, but I think everybody should make money doing what makes them happy. That's my life philosophy. So from the very, very beginning, to me, I always treated this as a future career for you. But I know that wasn't what you thought.
No, I definitely didn't feel like it was a career, and I think a lot of the whole monetization or charging for my music and things like that, or charging for me singing, really was kind of a turnoff for me, because I think it came back to me not feeling like I was good enough for that. Like I was just a karaoke singer, Why would anybody pay just to come listen to me sing karaoke? And I didn't want to necessarily do that in the first place. I just love to sing. I love to sing karaoke, and I love to put smiles on people's faces. And it sounds kind of weird, but I love to see people cry as well when they hear me sing, because that lets me know that they're feeling what I'm feeling whenever I'm singing that song. Because there's a lot of songs out there that will reach in and grab your heart. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And so, I just never really felt like charging for that kind of stuff made sense. But, at the end of the day, you're not taking advantage of anybody. You're just sharing with the world what you have to offer that's valuable. And it took me a little bit to realize that, but you've made me understand that. And I feel like it's definitely something that I see on the horizon. So.
Am I live? How do I know if anybody's on here?
And it was kind of an awkward live.
It was really awkward, yeah.
With you. Several people wanted to know would I sing with you, and when I told them no, because I don't sing, they just kept on and were like, I'm sure you're not as bad as you say you are, and I'm telling you I really am. So I didn't know what I was going to do, because I want to give the fans what they want, but...
So I just felt like, just be yourself, man. And that's the real Matt. That's who. If you came and hung out with me on a weekend, that's how I am. That's who I am.
Or better for me, I wish it was all that make believe. So turn it up when you turn it on. My life is just another country song. So turn it up